This is going to be a really short video, and it's mainly just to say, would you please come watch my series Beyond the Bible? I know it's self-promotion, but I don't care, because if you're interested in this space, if Christianity or religion interests you, or you like understanding how the canonization process was done, why some things are included when others are not, the differences between denominations and sects, why the Catholics believe what they believe, but Protestants don't, whether you're deconstructing, deconverted, have been deconverted, or are a solid Christian, I think there are facts about how these books were put together, what they include, where they cross-reference, what they get right, what they get wrong, that should ideally be interesting to anyone that watches anything else on my channel. So I guess this video is just to say, here's what's coming up and why I think it might be of interest to you. And I just give you the challenge, if you haven't yet, go watch one of my 6 episodes on the Apocrypha. I just want to share these books with everybody. This is what got me on YouTube in the first place. I love to read, and I love to share what I'm reading and thinking about and studying and learning about. So here's like a 1-sentence summary of my favorite thing about the books that are coming up next. So we are going to first finish the Catholic canon, or the Apocrypha. There's only a few left there. We have 1 and 2 Maccabees and the additions to Daniel. And the Maccabean revolt is a fascinating part of history. In 2nd Maccabees, you have 7 brothers who are martyred, hoping for resurrection. Still in the Catholic canon, we have the additions to Daniel, where we see Daniel's clever defense and the corrupt elders of Susanna's trial. Then we move into like 4 books that are Eastern Orthodox canon that weren't in the Catholic canon. So that's 3 and 4 Maccabees, which, have you ever wanted to see God save Jews from being trampled by elephants? Because that's in 3 Maccabees. And in 4 Maccabees, you get Stoicism, essentially making an argument for martyrdom. You have the prayer of Manasseh, where King Manasseh is begging God for forgiveness, and you have Psalm 151, where David is reflecting over what he did to Goliath. If you're a Christian, you probably don't know about these books. You probably don't know about these stories. And one of the things I have loved most about my last 6 episodes are sharing these with you, giving you the context necessary to understand how it still relates to your Christian or previously Christian worldview, or at least biblical understanding, and then watching the comments where people are like, I had no idea. Oh, that's where that idea comes from. Oh, that's why certain Christians believe this. Oh, well, what about that when compared to this in the original Protestant canon? And it's fascinating. I'm just excited for you to learn these things. And then after the Eastern Orthodox canon, we're going to move into the Pseudepigrapha. Now, I'll kind of cut it off here. I'm going to explain these 11 books to you, or my favorite thing about these 11 books, then we'll call it a video. I'll do another teaser later for what's coming with the Gnostic text and early Christian text and the Nag Hammadi, etc. But in the Pseudepigrapha, we get the 3 books of Enoch, maybe the most interesting books of Christian literature. You want to hear more about the fall of the angels, the Nephilim, the chaos of this world? 1 Enoch, or 1st Enoch. I mean, you can say it both ways. But people, here's what I found. People are very comfortable with one way and very uncomfortable with the other. So when I said 1 Maccabee, 2 Maccabees, I'm sure a lot of you were like, wait a second, you sound like Trump saying 2 Corinthians, which is acceptable. It's just not always in the dialect of the culture that you're from. In the 2nd book of Enoch, Enoch journeys through the heavens, through the cosmos, learning the secrets of the universe. And in the 3rd book of Enoch, he becomes an angel, Metatron, the highest ranking angel, actually. Have you ever wanted to see Abraham have a conversation with a fallen angel? Well, the next book is the Apocalypse of Abraham, where he sees heaven's throne and talks to Aziel. Then you get one of my personal favorites, The Life of Adam and Eve. We get to hear more about Satan's jealousy of humans. Eve narrates the fall for us. We see God's plan in actually taking care of them and protecting them from Satan, who was after them to kill them. In Jubilees, you have an angel dictating a cosmic timeline. In the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs, you have moral teachings of all kinds from patriarchs predicting the Messiah. Did you know Moses had hidden prophecies before his death? Well, in the Assumption of Moses, you can find out what they are. Maybe you like out-of-body experiences. You should follow along for the Ascension of Isaiah, where he floats through the 7 heavens and witnesses his own martyrdom. Maybe you like some of the mixing of Greco-Roman themes with Jewish literature, but take it to the next level with some apocalyptic prophecies, and you get the Sibylline oracles. Or lastly, we can look at the Psalms of Solomon, where we see a critique of corrupt rulers, even though it was Solomon himself who was using slave labor to build God's precious temple. And after all of that and the 6 that I have covered, we won't even be halfway through this project that is Beyond the Bible. So we're not in secular Bible study series anymore. These aren't our 66 familiar books where we can say, yeah, I pretty much know the gist of that, even though so many people are surprised when I got into the deepest details of those other 66 books in that series. And as Christians always brag, these books have had a major impact on the Western world as we know it. But all of the books that I've just covered, and even the ones we haven't gotten to, have a major influence on Christianity, like it or not. And so as we try to fully understand Christianity, let's understand it fully and not just partially in the way that the people who ascribe only certain books to divine inspiration would have you believe. No, let's look at everything that has gone into all of the different things people have believed about Yahweh, about Jesus, about these holy men of God. That's what Beyond the Bible is. And you can find it Thursdays at 9 a.m. Central Time. It's kind of alternating right now with Dissecting the Divine, where we go through Francesca Stavrakopoulos' book, God, an Anatomy. So if I were you, I would just be here Thursdays at 9, and I know you're going to like it if you care about these topics. I'll see you Sunday with a new video, and until then, keep thinking. I wanted to personally thank my top tiers of support, my Iconoclast and Boris GVI, Joe, Kitboga, Perry, Rokkit, Shawn, and Tom, my Humanist heroes, James, Jarrod, Kristi, and Thronus, my Atheist advocates, Caleb, David, Drew, Jeff, Jeffrey, Lisa, Paul, Sparky, and Todd, as well as all of my secular scholar patrons. If you believe in the mission of this channel or you just enjoy its content, please consider joining these fine people. Thanks, and have a great day.